Welcome back to the channel. Racer X here, and today I want to do a short video on an article that many of you guys have sent me and asked me to weigh in on. I've done a little research on this, and it is all over the place. I'm seeing several articles now about this very topic. So apparently what we have is a Hellcat red eye owner out there who claims he did a mid-muffler delete, which in itself, not all that big a deal. However, his engine is having some serious problems. It's basically grenaded itself and is no longer a viable engine. He took it to his dealership to have it diagnosed, and they're telling him it's going to cost him $36,000 to get these repairs done because he did a mid-muffler delete. And this thing gets a little bit weird. So I want to talk about the article, what it states, what the owner states, and then I want to weigh in on exactly what I think is really going on here. It should be an interesting one for sure. If you guys are brand new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe right over here in the corner, and off we go.
T-minus 15 seconds.
Now, this seems to be a bit of an evolving situation. Just earlier today, Carscoops posted an update, and they only posted this story like 2 days ago. So there's a lot of moving parts with this, but I want to explain in a nutshell really what's going on here. You've got a gentleman went out and purchased a 2023 Hellcat Challenger Jailbreak. A very nice car, very expensive car. He's super proud to get the car. Drove the car for 800 miles, noticed something wasn't right, took it to his local dealership to have them look at it, and they performed all the diagnostics. Of course, they plugged into the OBD and everything that they do. Come to find out, they handed him a report that said cylinder 7 has no pressure. Basically, the engine is trashed, and that is a big problem to the tune of $36,000. Well, this gentleman states the only thing that he had done to that car, mind you, this brand new 800 miles on this thing, is a mid-muffler delete. A mid-muffler delete is a very non-invasive mod. It doesn't restrict the engine at all. All it does basically is add a little bit of sound. This is a mod that's performed after the catalytic converters, so it really shouldn't affect the emissions of the car, really anything like that. One of the most popular mods that folks with SRTs do, all the stat packs, the Hellcat. I mean, this is a very popular mod that's done, and I have yet to see Dodge deny a warranty, maybe an exhaust warranty, which really isn't that big a deal, but deny an engine failure warranty because of a mid-muffler delete. It definitely seems like a really strange thing. The truth of it is that this type of situation has been going on for ages. I mean, people have been modifying their cars forever, and it's always a little bit of give and take, right? It's how do you keep your factory warranty intact in case something weird happens, in case your engine blows up or whatever, but still do some modifications and make your car faster, make it more fun, make it unique. And that's always the situation that we're faced with when it comes to modding. I think most people are in agreement that you could do some light mods to your car, i.e. exhaust mods, intake, stuff like that, and still have a little bit of fun, add a little bit of horsepower to your car. And most dealerships or manufacturers aren't really going to have a big issue if you have a catastrophic failure like with your engine, like in this case. Now, when you go the modded route and you start tuning your car, that's when you put the headers on there. You might put an aftermarket supercharger on, pulleys, all of that good stuff. Nitrous. I mean, you've got to tune for those things. Well, guess what? Dealerships, all they have to do is plug in. They can tell your computer, your PCM has been unlocked. And nowadays, yes, they're going to void your warranty. And I think most people have kind of accepted that. They understand it. And I get it to a degree, because if you're forking out $36,000 for brand new engines all the time when people are tinkering with them and it's not the factory calibration, you should not really be at fault for something like that. So yeah, it's a bit of a slippery slope. It's a leap of faith when you start jumping into the modding game, and it gets a bit interesting. But if things are true and it's literally just a mid-muffler delete, and he needs $36,000 worth of parts to get this car fixed, man, that is a really messed up situation. But an update came through from Carscoops earlier today that says exactly why Dodge denied the claim. Now, Carscoops actually took the initiative and contacted Dodge directly about this very situation. As I mentioned, it's kind of all over the news and social media places all over, and we're getting more and more clarification because Dodge did respond. And they made a couple of key points. One is that they didn't completely void the customer's warranty. However, they're unwilling to cover the parts and the labor to get this all fixed. because of one major thing. They said that the car has, in fact, been tuned. And when you look at the paperwork provided by the customer, it's a little bit cryptic. It's a little kind of hard to understand the verbiage there, but Dodge made no bones about the fact that they could tell that the car has been tuned. And it's pretty easy for them to tell because you have to unlock your PCM in order to tune these cars. They can tell right away if the PCM has been unlocked. It used to be where you could throw a locked PCM in there, take all the parts off, and they had a hard time with it. Not anymore. It's actually quite easy for them to tell. And if your car has been tuned, they're going to deny your warranty. And that happens across the board. I've heard lots of people talk about this. I've even heard people talking about the fact they bought a used car, had no idea the car had previously been tuned, took it in for warranty, and they denied the warranty claim. And that is kind of a sucky situation altogether. But like I said, we have the customer claiming all he did was a mid-muffler delete. And yet Dodge is coming out saying, no, this was tuned. That's the real reason that we're denying this claim. So kind of a weird deal. I also want to clarify something just really quick because I realize there are a lot of folks out there who don't really understand the tuning game and why selecting the right tuner is so important. But truth be told, when you unlock your PCM, a tuner gets in there and starts playing with it to try and get more power out of the car. Weird things can happen if the person doesn't know what they're doing. If you run into a lean situation, typically that causes engines to blow up. And we've seen that time and time again. If you run into a situation where the engine is tuned too rich, meaning it's got too much fuel going into it, a little bit safer type situation, but it also causes the car to basically run like absolute crap. You're not going to get nearly the power out of it that you should. Now, the one weird thing about all this is the fact that if you just did a muffler delete, which is a mod that you don't need to tune for, why in the world would you tune it? You don't really pick up all that much power on a Hellcat with just simply a tune. Typically, you need more supporting mods to start taking advantage of what that tune is going to do for you, like pulleys. I mean, that's typically the most common thing you see people do with Hellcats. It's what I did with my car to get 1,000 horsepower out of it. I had a 275 upper, 10% lower combination, worked great, very reliable. And these Hellcat engines, they really will put up with a lot of abuse. I mean, these things are absolute beasts. They're made for boost. I mean, they're very strong engines, but weird things can happen if the car is not tuned right. The updated article also talks about something Dodge referenced directly out of their warranty handbook. And it states, your warranties do not cover the cost of repairing damage or conditions caused by any of the following. The fourth bullet stated tampering with the emission system or with a part that could affect the emission system. And of course, if you tune your car, it's going to affect your vehicle's emission. Oftentimes, when people mod their cars, ask me how I know, they don't meet the emission testing for that state. So if you are in a state that has emissions testing and your car has been modified and tuned, a lot of times you have trouble with that. And it gets to be kind of a weird deal trying to get your car to pass inspection if it's something that you have to deal with and your car has been modified. It's just part of the whole game, guys. So what is my take on all of this? Well, you've got a situation in which you've got a customer stating one thing, and then you've got Dodge stating something else entirely. But the fact remains that Dodge can tell when a PCM has been unlocked. And there's only one reason that you would unlock your PCM, and that is to tune your car. Now, I can't say that this car had a bunch of mods on it that were taken off, but it is a possibility. Dodge obviously knows that. This would not be the first time that somebody has taken a whole bunch of mods off of a car, taken it in to try to get it warrantied, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's worth a try if it's going to save you $36,000 on something. But Dodge knows that this PCM has been unlocked. The CEO of the organization and other executives have come out, talked to the individual directly and stated, hey, look, we would love to help you, but we simply can't. I mean, the vehicle PCM has been unlocked. It has been tuned. And according to our policies, it's not something that we can cover anymore. And it really, really sucks because I'm somebody that loves to mod my car. I love these cars. This car only had 800 miles on it. But you simply can't change the fact that these manufacturers, they know if it's been unlocked. So a couple of things. One is a mid-muffler delete. Don't be scared to do a mid-muffler delete, guys. This is the first time I've ever heard of any sort of controversy over a mid-muffler delete. Yeah, if it voids your exhaust warranty, okay, go buy a catback. from Borla or Magnaflow or one of those guys. They offer million-mile warranties on a lot of those things. It's not the end of the world. When you're talking about a $36,000 repair bill for engine and transmission, a completely different deal. So get a really good tuner who knows what they're doing. And just remember, once you go down that path, that you're kind of taking things into your own hands. If it comes to the car having an issue, you're going to have to pay for to get it fixed yourself, and that is a little bit of a scary thing. It's a lesson for all of us to kind of look at and learn, something to think about. So a couple of last minute thoughts from me on this particular topic. And I know I'm somebody that encourages people to have fun in their cars, to make them unique, to modify them, but only modify them to the extent to which you can fix them. What I mean by that is don't really be afraid to do your standard bolt-on things that don't require tuning. However, when you get your car tuned and you start adding the long tubes and the superchargers and the pulleys and the nitrous and all the other stuff that makes these cars really fast, one, horsepower breaks stuff. And I'm an old school racer. I know a lot of other guys just like me. And many of us have broken one car, several cars, and then you're faced with this massive repair bill and you got to pay to play. That's just part of this game. Is when you break stuff, it can be really, really expensive. It can be really frustrating. Your car can be down for a while. So just be mindful that this game can be a very expensive game to play. And if the individual that's kind of going through this particular situation, if you see this video, I wish you all the best. I hope that you get it fixed. Who knows? Maybe Dodge will actually step up and still take care of you on this. I really do hope so, because I love these red eyes, and I'm just another guy in the car community that wants to be supportive like everybody else. So we'll see how that all plays out. Let me know what you guys think. Tell me about it in the comments down below, and I will catch you on the next one. So until then, Racer X.